You've seen them all over Instagram. Those round faces, tiny folded ears, and big copper eyes staring into your soul. Scottish folds look like something straight out of a cartoon, and honestly, that's part of the problem. Because behind all that adorableness is a breed with some serious baggage that most breeders won't tell you about, and most owners don't discover until they're already deeply attached and facing some very difficult decisions. So let's talk about it. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. The grooming trap. Scottish folds look relatively low maintenance. Short coat, compact body. How hard could it be? Harder than you'd think. They're dense, plush fur mats more easily than you'd expect, especially around the neck and hindquarters. And because many folds are reluctant to be handled, grooming sessions can turn into a full contact negotiation. You'll need to brush them several times a week, trim around their ears regularly to prevent wax buildup, and keep a close eye on their skin folds. Yes, actual skin folds, which trap moisture and can develop irritation fast. It's not impossible, but it's a weekly commitment that catches a lot of new owners off guard. Number 9. Weight creeps up. Scottish folds have a naturally stocky build, which makes it surprisingly easy to miss when they're gaining weight. And because they tend to be less active than other breeds, extra calories don't get burned off. They just accumulate. I've spoken to owners who didn't realize their cat was significantly overweight until a vet appointment made it undeniable. The problem is that obesity in folds isn't just a cosmetic issue. It compounds the joint problems they're already genetically predisposed to, which means extra weight directly accelerates discomfort. Portion control, measured feeding schedules, and avoiding free feeding are non-negotiable if you own one of these cats. It requires genuine consistency. Number 8. Lower activity levels. Don't get me wrong, Scottish folds can be playful, but compared to a Bengal's or an Abyssinian, they're calm to the point of being sedentary. They'll watch a toy move across the floor with mild interest before deciding the couch is more appealing. For some owners, this is a feature, not a flaw. But here's the thing. Low activity contributes to the weight issues we just covered. And when you combine that with genetic joint problems, you end up with a cat that moves less, gains more, and becomes even less comfortable moving. It's a cycle. Keeping your fold engaged and active isn't just enrichment. It's genuinely part of managing their long-term health. Number 7. That famous temperament. Scottish folds are known for being gentle, calm, and people-oriented. That's all true. But there's a flip side. Because they bond so closely with their owners, they can become anxious when left alone for long periods. Some develop stress-related behaviors, overgrooming, hiding, or changes in appetite, when their routine is disrupted. They're not as independent as cats are stereotypically assumed to be. If you work long hours or travel frequently, a Scottish fold may struggle more than another breed would. They need steady companionship, routine, and an environment that doesn't constantly change around them. That quiet, laid-back personality is real, but it comes with emotional needs attached. Number 6. Breeding ethics matter. This one's uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. The Scottish fold mutation that creates those signature ears also causes problems throughout the entire skeleton, not just the ears. This isn't a fringe opinion. It's the position of numerous veterinary organizations around the world, including the British Veterinary Association, which has called for an end to fold-to-fold breeding. Some countries have already banned it outright. If you're buying from a breeder who is pairing two folded ear cats together, that's a red flag. Responsible breeders pair folds with straight-eared Scottish Shorthairs to reduce, not eliminate, but reduce the severity of the genetic condition. Knowing what to look for before you purchase matters enormously. Number 5. Veterinary costs add up. Owning a Scottish fold isn't just emotionally demanding. It's financially demanding too. Routine vet visits are only the beginning. X-rays to monitor joint and bone development, specialist consultations if symptoms progress, pain management medications, and in some cases, mobility aids. These are real costs that real owners face. Many vets recommend annual or biannual radiographs specifically for folds to track how their skeletal condition is developing over time. Pet insurance helps, but not all policies cover hereditary conditions without specific riders. Before you commit to this breed, it's worth having an honest conversation with a vet who has experience with Scottish Folds about what the financial picture might realistically look like. Number 4. Limited mobility signs. Here's something that breaks my heart a little. Because Scottish Folds are naturally calm and low energy, signs of pain or limited mobility can go undetected for months. They don't vocalize pain the way dogs do. Instead, they adapt. They stop jumping as high. They hesitate before climbing stairs. They sit in unusual positions, often flat on their backs, or sprawled out in ways that seem quirky and cute, when in reality, it may be because certain positions are simply less painful. Learning what normal movement looks like for your specific cat, and noticing when that baseline shifts, is one of the most important skills you can develop as a fold owner. Early detection genuinely changes outcomes. Number 3. Joint and cartilage problems. The gene responsible for the folded ear affects cartilage throughout the body, not just at the tips of the ears. This condition is called osteochondrodysplasia, and it causes abnormal bone and cartilage development in the limbs, spine, and tail. All Scottish Folds carry this gene. All of them. The severity varies, but the predisposition is universal. Some cats develop mild stiffness later in life. Others experience significant pain much earlier. The tail is often an early indicator. If your fold resists having their tail touched or moved, that's worth flagging with your vet immediately. This isn't about scare tactics. It's about going in with your eyes open, so you can act early rather than scramble later. Number 2. Everyday ownership challenges. Living with a Scottish Fold day-to-day involves a kind of ongoing vigilance that other breeds simply don't require. You're watching their gait. You're monitoring their eating. You're tracking their mood and behavior for subtle signs of discomfort. You're managing their environment to minimize jumping and strain. Lower cat trees, pet steps up to furniture, soft surfaces wherever they rest. None of it is dramatic, but all of it is constant. And it takes a particular kind of owner to sustain that attention without burning out. The reward is a deeply loyal, remarkably sweet companion. But it's not passive ownership. It requires active, consistent care that never really switches off. Number 1. Genetic health concerns. This is the one that sits at the root of everything else on this list. Scottish Folds exist because of a spontaneous genetic mutation discovered in Scotland in the 1960s. That mutation, while visually striking, fundamentally compromises the breed's skeletal health. There is no version of a Scottish Fold that is genetically unaffected by it. The World Small Animal Veterinary Association has acknowledged that the welfare of the breed is inherently compromised by its genetics. That's a heavy thing to sit with when you're looking at a cat you love. But it's the honest reality. Choosing to own a Scottish Fold means choosing to take that responsibility seriously, with informed vets, ethical breeders, and a commitment to prioritizing their comfort above all else. So guys, none of this is meant to make you feel bad for loving Scottish Folds. They are genuinely wonderful animals, affectionate, calm, and absolutely magnetic in their personality. But they deserve owners who go in knowing the full picture, not just the adorable one. If you already have a Fold, I hope this gave you something useful. If you're considering one, I hope it helps you prepare properly. Either way, drop your questions or your own experiences in the comments. I read everything. And if this kind of honest, no-fluff content is useful to you, a like and a subscribe genuinely helps this channel reach people who need it.